The Register just reported that the Sheffield City Council's automatic number plate recognition system was completely open to the internet. You just input the IP for the system and you had access to all the data on it. And it's a bit of an uproar, and I'm seeing a lot of people make a GDPR and a privacy complaint about this, and lots of questions around that. And yeah, that's fine, that makes sense, because there is some privacy impact, but that's not where the useful questions are. The useful question is, why was this system put up without any authentication, without any barrier on the front end at all, at any point? Why did that happen? And that's an interesting question. A question came to security StackExchange. How could this be? How could people be so incompetent? This is such a rookie mistake. And I would suggest that it's not incompetence. I've seen this situation happen before, and it is really, really easy to occur. And as a security manager, as someone in charge of security, you have to be aware of this type of thing. See, what happens is that it was created by a rather large organization. It looks like it was 3M that made the database to begin with. And you can imagine in the beginning that there was all of this project plan, all of the specifications, everything was laid out. But if you've ever worked on a large project before, things shift and change, and the more people you have involved, the more stakeholders, the more developers, the more people you have in this complex machine, the more you end up with blind spots. And perhaps more importantly, the more you end up with shift in the project plan, in the roadmap, and shifts in the deliverable. And as these shifts occur, sometimes the impacts of one decision aren't fully mapped to the end result. So you end up with things that hit the production environment or live environment, things that get released, with a lot of weaknesses in it, because no one thought about the full life cycle of the entire project and what the impact of this decision, what impact they would have moving to the end. So you end up with these blind spots. In addition, as you will know, for the big projects, but by the time you reach your deadline and where you have contractual obligations to produce and deliver this, those final checks and those final securities, those final double checks that you would expect to occur get dropped. They're the first things that get dropped. They always are. So you end up with things that get released, and you'll have project managers or product managers saying, well, let's get it out there, it's functional, it meets spec, but we'll fix all these other weaknesses and the other problems in post-production, we'll fix this in professional services, we'll fix this later on. But then once the project is out there and finished, but the momentum and the desire to fix these things also goes away. So you'll end up with this technical debt or the security debt that is simply unaddressed, and no one knows about it because no one thought of it. So what's the fix for this? How do we as security managers get ahead of this and prevent this from happening? One way to do this is to have someone who is not involved in the nitty-gritty details of the project, who has their head above water, who can have this view over top of everything and start probing the questions. Well, what happens, this change we've made over here, what's the impact? So if you can get someone who isn't stuck in tunnel vision in looking at what's in front of them and look at the general project. I like to call this person a mother. Regardless of gender, it's a mother hen, right? Gathering all the chicks under her wing and make sure everything is accounted for. They might not have specific responsibilities or specific deliverables, but it's that mother hen that just makes sure that everyone is in the fold, and even if the entire direction changes, you still got that mother hen that is following everybody around, making sure everyone is together. And that role becomes very, very, very important to prevent things like this. And it's a simple role, and it doesn't require a lot of technical expertise. Sometimes a project manager can fill this role. For security projects, you tend to have someone who needs to be very technically proficient. So project managers aren't always best placed for this. Sometimes they are. So you need a security person to do this. So this is a role for a security manager, a CISO, a security mother, to make sure that these types of things are thought about and are accounted for all the way along in the project. Thanks for watching. If you want to get alerted to the next time one of my video drops, click the subscribe button and click the bell, and you will get an alert when the next of my videos drop. Thanks very much.